Hey family, what's good? This is your girl, I am the Bronze Goddess, and I'm coming at you guys with another strawberry letter. It has been a long time, but I got some requests to go ahead and do one, and so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to summarize most of the story, and then I'm going to get into it. This was about a woman who has been with her husband for 14 years. They've only been married for 7 though. So one day while looking through her husband's things, she finds out that he had an encounter with a woman. The writer of the letter, the wife, actually goes on Facebook and finds the woman that he had this affair with. So when she finds the woman on Facebook, she finds out that the woman is actually friends with her husband's aunts, mother, sisters, and even some of his cousins. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the story from here. I asked him why, and he told me eventually that she, the mistress, is his aunt's good friend, and his aunt hooked them up. She attends his family functions and is still part of the family to this day. Even though I know all about her and my husband's affair, they are still friends with her. He says he ended it with her when she wrote the letter. I don't believe him. I decided to stay with him for the kids, but I am tormented daily from being betrayed by not only my in-laws, but also my husband. I loved his family and was very close to them and spent a lot of time with them, but now I see that the feeling was not mutual. I can't stand being around them or going to his family functions because this is just a mess. They act like nothing ever happened. Never an apology, explanation, or nothing. My husband says I need to move on, that it's over. I feel like, girl, I'm going to get to that in a minute. But anyway, I feel like a fool for staying married to him. I can't deal anymore. I am ready to call it quits. I don't trust my husband or even like him now. Is staying for the kids wise? Should I put up with my in-laws? I pray, but I feel so full of anger. It's hard. Okay, now I'm going to get into how I feel about the story. The first thing that I'm going to tell you is to continue to pray until you get an answer. Ending a marriage after a 7-year marriage with kids involved is an extremely difficult decision that I think that you should definitely take your time and consider everything before you make your total decision. But I want to talk briefly about some of the points in the letter that really stood out to me. His mother, his sister, his aunts, and his cousins are still friends with her. And he told you, and I quote, because I want to make sure I quote. He told you, move on, it's over. He doesn't sound very sorry. That's the main thing to me. He's the one who did something wrong. The family is the one who did something wrong. The fact that nobody has apologized is ridiculous to me. And I'm going to keep it real because you wrote me and you know after all these strawberry letters, you know I'm going to keep it funky. You must have made it way too easy for him to feel like this is okay. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't forgive your husband. That's between you and your husband. But how is it that nobody apologized and everything is still cool and she's still going to the family functions? How are you expected to move on when they're making it difficult for you to move on? If you're going to a family barbecue and the mistress is there, and you're going to a birthday party and the mistress is there, and the family's still communicating with her back and forth on Facebook, nope. How can you move on when you're still reliving the situation? Every time you see her, you're reliving the situation. He should feel extremely upset for even having her at these family functions. It's not your responsibility to check his mama, his sister, his aunt, his cousins. That's not your responsibility. That's his responsibility. He's your husband. And if it makes you feel uncomfortable, and if he is actually really sorry, then he should go to them and say, hey, I'm trying to make things better with my wife, and it makes her feel uncomfortable that you keep inviting this mistress over to our family functions. I need y'all to stop inviting her. That's on him. Your husband doesn't seem sorry, and because he don't care, they don't care. I don't know how easy you made it for him, and if soon as he told you told him, I forgive you, I don't know, but the fact that you said never an apology, never an explanation or nothing, you assume he's sorry. He never said he was sorry. And his behavior doesn't imply that he's sorry. How can you forgive someone if they never asked for forgiveness? He never apologized to you. He never even acknowledged that what he did was wrong. He just said, dang, you caught me. That's all he said. And that's all he said was, you caught me. It's over now. Is it over because because you caught him? Or is it over because he's sorry? If he never apologized, honey, he's not sorry. This behavior implies he's not sorry. And because he's just like lackadaisical about it, could care less, his family could care less. That's on you. It's your responsibility to tell your husband, look, I forgive you, but under certain conditions. If all of you it takes for you to forgive him is for this woman, is for him to stop all contact with this woman, and for your family to stop inviting her, you need to tell him that. You can forgive someone with conditions. I forgive you on one condition. All contact with this woman must stop. To me, that's a fair thing for you to say. If that's what you want, you can forgive someone with conditions. You can tell him, I forgive you if you do this, 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 and this. And if he's not willing to do those things, then you make a decision from there. But the only thing that happened in the situation is you caught him cheating. Nothing else has changed. I'm sure she'd been going to the family functions. She hadn't stopped. I'm sure she'd been being friends with him on Facebook. She hasn't stopped. The only thing that has stopped is their relationship, which you don't even know that for sure. With this attitude that he has, it's kind of lackadaisical, dang, you caught me. Okay, it's over. That don't seem sorry enough for him to not do this again. I honestly, in my opinion, and because you asked me, I'm going to tell you, he'll probably cheat on you again. He might be cheating on you now, and if not, would hurt somebody else, because he sees that the reaction from you wasn't that traumatic. He never apologized, but you're still with him? He never said, I'm going to change, I'm going to do better, I'm going to stop all contact. He never went to his family and said, my wife feels uncomfortable. He hasn't done anything but get caught. All he did was get caught. And the only person who's tormented by this is you, and he tells you to get over it. So you're asking me, what should you do? I say, if you're fine with the way things are, stay in it. It doesn't seem like anything is going to change because you haven't made any conditions to your forgiveness. I'll forgive you. It's all good. But you haven't put your foot down. I know you haven't put your foot down because all this right here, if you really want all this to stop, it should stop. That's the least he could do. He's the one who betrayed his vows to you. So the least he could do is do whatever it takes to make you feel comfortable. And if all you're asking for is, I want her to stop coming to family functions, you shouldn't have to tell his mama that. His mama should know that. First of all, that's trifling. That's trifling for anybody to condone somebody breaking their marriage vows. It's trifling for somebody to disrespect or dishonor the holy communion of being married. Anybody who hooks a married person up with somebody else is trifling. I don't care if it is his mom. That's trifling. To hook her married son up. You said it was the aunt. But still, the mama knows about it, and the mama knows it's wrong. The mama, the sister, the friend, all of them, they are wrong for doing that. That's extremely tacky. But it's not on you to tell them that. You need to tell him to tell them that if that's what you want. If you want this to stop, this should stop. If you want to forgive him. But make sure you let him know what you will and will not tolerate. Obviously, you haven't. You couldn't have. You couldn't have, and you still at the family barbecue and she at the table. No way. No way. I think you made it too easy for him. And I think that he may even be a little bit surprised that that's all I had to do. I didn't even have to say sorry. What about this situation do you think would keep him from doing this again? He didn't seem like he had a hard time. So if he cheats again, he could just say, okay, it's over. And that's it? I don't think there was even ever, and I'm going to keep it real because you wrote me, I don't think he ever really doubted that he could lose you. That might hurt your feelings, but I'm telling you the truth. I don't think he ever doubted that he could lose you. And I'm sure from where you said this to me, you probably even made the mistake in telling him I'm only staying with you for the kids. Well, until the kids are 18, he got a free pass. Because he knows if he screws up again, well, she's going to stay with me for the kids. So I got a good chance in working something out. He hasn't even apologized. He hasn't even made amends. He hasn't asked for forgiveness. He's not sorry. He is not sorry. You've forgiven him because you want to stay with him for the kids. You don't think... The man ain't sorry. I think that if you want to forgive him, you could. But you need to let him know what you will and will not tolerate.